Approximately 4,500 years ago, when the Neolithic people who lived in northern Cumbria decided they needed to have a dedicated place of worship, they set about to build a stone circle at Castlerigg Keswick, and by doing so they became the first recorded believers in our area. Believers being those who believe in a supreme being, who believe that this world and its great beauty was not man-made, and because of that fact decided that a place within this beautiful world should be set aside to enable them to say thank you for the wonders that had been provided for them on earth for their use. The site at Castlerigg Keswick was built with much thought and precision, and the 38 stones are surrounded on all sides by mountains. Within the circle, in the eastern quarter, is a rectangular setting of a further 10 stones. The circle measures 107 feet at its widest point, and 97 feet at its narrowest. Its heaviest stone is thought to weigh around 16 tons. The tallest stone is approximately 8 foot in height. We know that on the 21st of June each year, the sunrise enters that circle with its rays of light, and its worshippers are fulfilled with renewed life, and fulfilled with the joy of being alive. The circular shape of the structure is the emblem of eternity, for as a circle is without beginning or end, it may justifiably be deemed emblematical of God, who is without the beginning of days or end of years. This place of worship was correctly placed among the beautiful rolling hills and lakes. This cathedral, standing on the top of Castlerigg Keswick, affords every beauty in design and wonder, and equals any other you may find within the known world today. In order to experience what the Neolithic builders had felt 4,500 years ago, we visited the Castlerigg Circle on the summer solstice, the 21st day of June. We arrived at 3:45 a.m. Sunrise was to be at 4:30, but it was 4:50 before the sun shone its rays from behind the mountain to fill the circle with the first rays of light. Many others had also arrived to experience the sunrise. Many had been there all night. Some were observers like ourselves. Some were New Age travellers. There were supporters of Mother Earth and versions of flower power. at around 4 a.m. we were given a fly past by a flock of geese on their way to the feeding grounds down by the lake. The weather was idyllic, with very little cloud cover. But what cloud there was created a most wonderful backdrop of colour. As the sun started to rise in the early morning light. Neither video nor still photos could ever bring to you the true beauty and splendour of that sunrise. First, on the surrounding hills, and then the first rays of sunlight as it broke from over the mountain and into the circle. We were there to give our thanks for the world and its beauty, and we then understood why 4,500 years ago those first believers stood on the same place and gave their thanks for that beauty that surrounded them. They were the first believers, and that morning we were pleased to be standing among them. One could not but be inspired by the sheer beauty and magnificence of that sunrise. As we stood on the same ground that our forefathers stood so many years before, within minutes the sun was fully up. But the experience will live on with those who were there, with those who felt the first rays of that sunrise that morning. We gave thanks for the beauty and magnificence that surrounds us, and He who made it so.